Testing, testing, 1, 2, and 1, 2. There we go. All right. First things first. So this is what my scanner is looking like this morning. BJDX leading the way with 142%. Then we got BAOS. Then we got AMBO, BDRX, C or TCRT, and then below that is kind of just nothing. All right, so let's go ahead and look into these. Let me go ahead and get this switched over. Let's start with the top mover. BJDX had a high up here of around 5. Okay. It does have some type of catalyst today for Blue Jay Diagnostics expanded some role in commercializing Symphony near patient testing platform for IL-6 sepsis biomarker. So some kind of testing there. Hit a high of 5 up here and has a little bit, came up here to around 470s, 480s. So we'll see if any structure forms there, but looks like it wants to go a little bit higher, huh? Let's look at the daily chart while we got a little bit of time. So out here on the daily chart, we can see that it had this big day out here that jumped up way out there. And this gap here, let's actually just look at where this gap is. So right up to the 690-ish level. Let's go ahead and mark that as that's like a peak or the bottom of the gap, but it's not where the body was. So low or higher gap daily at that 690 level. Okay. Then I also duplicate this and put it at the body. Then down here, it is very hard to see anything obvious around here. I really don't know exactly where the bottom is, but it's all under 5. So back under 5, I'm just gonna put 5 as the bottom here. $5. It's that $5 level that is trying to get past right now. Let's also look at BAOS. It's the next one. It's like I watched this one before, but it has already gone back down to 5 and has lost momentum. Clear that drawing set. Yeah. AMBO. Another weird one that is low volume. BDRX. Down there at 981. Only up 27%, and the volume is definitely not on that one. TCRT and CDT. Okay. Well, yesterday I only took 2 trades, and I ended up being red $16. So I was like, oh well, $8 a trade. I got on down. But now we're getting some more highs above this 5 here. We're about to see if this thing wants to do anything. It's right on that $5 level. And then it's got these next levels up here, 6.9 and 748. Let's read some more into this and go and do our due diligence. So BJDX. So it's out of Acton, Massachusetts. Blue Jay Diagnostics Inc. operates as a medical diagnostics company. The company offers the Symphony platform, a technology platform comprising the Symphony Analyzer that orchestrates whole blood processing, biomarker isolation, and immunoassay preparation. I don't know. I'm using non-contact centrifugal force. Oh my goodness. And the Symphony cartridge. Okay. This is out of Acton, Massachusetts, 2015 was it was incorporated. All right, so made a little bit higher than the 5. Previous bottom point was all the way down here to the 319s. It's got 14 million shares traded, almost leading in the day. BAOS is the only thing, or not the only thing. Actually, TCRT still has 17 million shares traded, and then CDT, super cheap one, has 31 million, but it's super cheap, so it, people just jumped on that with hopes and dreams. But waiting as BJDX continues to try to hold 5, dipping under it a little bit there. Point of control is down here at the 412s for this one. And we'll see how it acts up. Let me, that's on the 1 minute though. Where's the 5 minute? 5 minutes is at 4. And then 15 minutes at 360. So 360 looks like the lowest one, I think. Yeah, 360 up to 413. Yeah, 413. So this is our high trading level. Let's look at yesterday too. Where did it? Oh, we can't even see it down there. Okay, well, it just got started. That's why it's up here. All right, so yeah, we got a nice little level here around the $4 level. We'll see if it pulls back there and continue to take notes. Nothing else right now looks bullish at all, so BDRX got beat down. All right, so is this some structure right here? We shall see. Oh man, it moved as soon as I put that down. Okay, right here. Still not right. Okay, to the right. So we got this point of control down here. It's now under 5. 15 million shares traded. Oh. Looks like everything on the list is actually struggling at 5. Well, the things that could move big is struggling right at that 5. Point of control just moved up there on the 1 minute up to 487. We'll see what it wants to do. The low side of this is 461. It's got this 5 right here, literally 20 cents away. 30 seconds. Five again, giving it a nice little punch in the mouth. $17 million shares traded. Let's go. Point of control lowered there. More volume coming around right at that 5. 30 seconds. Hmm. $18 million shares traded. It's almost the top higher price one. Still trying to catch up with CDT. So definitely looking like it's some heat going towards 5. Something sitting there holding it down. Good morning, Phineas. We're watching our the top mover today is BJDX up 155%. It does have a little catalyst, but the catalyst is weak. The previous points of control I had already labeled down here between 415 and 362, and it's been moving this point of control down. As it's moved down, a lot more volume has come in right at this $5 level. But the later we get in the week, the less the catalyst seems to matter. So we'll see if people just get excited. It's got 19 million shares traded, almost 20 million shares. And I was just kind of looking for it to hold the five, but so almost 40 cents of separation from that five. They closed with a ATR of 19 cents yesterday. I don't know what the ATR would be right now. Probably has moved up to maybe 20, 30 cents or something, but the range is starting to chop down. All right, it's got 20 million shares on it. Getting on down there. We had to see. So it looks like this trend that we marked up here is kind of holding it down. We'll see where it goes from here. Let's go ahead and flip around the market. So we got, what else has a little bit of volume? TCRT, not moving much. BDRX, AMBO, low volume, BAOS. Okay, so everything's still pretty just indecisive. Made a little bit lower low there. No, it didn't. It almost made a lower low. Continue to try to hold this. But we haven't seen many outliers to the downside. We've seen one way back here at 6 o'clock, but we haven't seen any others. 5 minute. All right, so it might end up trying to make an outlier, but the problem is it's still 40 cents away from the 5. Like, is it going to try to make that up or something? I don't know. There's the tap to the 5. Let's see the treatment here. Will we get a snatch down? Okay. So definitely broke over that level. We got a trend all the way back down here, and now this one's got to make a new one. Throwing it out there above the 5, but it came right back down to the body here. I don't like that. So it's right back down to the body, and it could easily make its way right back down under this 5. Only sitting 16 cents away from the 5 after that little pump up. So right back to it. So I would look at this as maybe some type of longer double top if it can't stay up here, because it came up here once, came up here twice, and found resistance both times back to 5. The point of control is still down here at 464. Let me make the new one. So it's the low of this one. So 15 minutes says 433. 433 up to 464. So 433. Let me make the new box here. 433 up to 464. Okay. This is again looking like a double top. Coming right down there, peeking through. Has this previous little breakout level at the 465. We'll see how it holds that. Guess I could go ahead and stretch this one back there. I just made it over there. Let's see. So 465 is the top here. 465. All right. 433. All right. So this is where the two really highly traded levels are, and both of them are under the 5. 24 million shares traded on this thing. And we're waiting for a new structure because this one got invalidated, but I left it here just in case it ends up dumping back under. But we're looking for a new structure here. Stopping right on that 633 there. Did it just stop moving? Am I tripping? Am I did I get a glitch there or something? Okay, there it is. All right, so waiting for this one to fall on off. SUGP. I don't see any catalyst for this one, but for some reason it's doing things. It's only 23% up, so still our biggest mover is GJDX, which I want to see fall before I really do anything else. But SUGP definitely making some little moves here. Had a high up here of 13, but no catalyst. So what sector is it in? Let me go look at that. SUGP. SUGP Group Holdings. Oh, this is Hong Kong. Never mind. Let me go ahead and notate that. I mean, it's not that it can't go, but and you know what? It's end of the week. We're in and off the week, so maybe it'll do something crazy. We'll see. I'll keep it on watch, but it's gonna have. Oh wow, it's right back down to 12%. Never mind, Hong Kong. All right, BJDX just holding the line at the top of the box, but still under the 5. BAOS. Hong Kong, boy, taking them to the graveyard. That's crazy. Okay. So now what? Is this gonna create a little bit of structure back up to 5? Almost got 5. And right back down. Okay. This is a little outlier. This is another little bit of structure that we can mark up. So I will, whoops, wrong thing. Switch and go over here to get our peak 554. We'll see how this ends up holding it down. Still got the old one up there, but yeah, came right up to that 5 and caught another punch in the mouth. BAOS, CDTX. Change my screen. Man, I gotta reset that auto change thing that I had on there. Or maybe do I still have that on here right now? Let me see. Or I might not be able to do it during the stream. Let's see. I want to switch back to my main, so okay. Let me just try. What is 300 milliseconds? How many seconds is 300 milliseconds? Let's see. Is that 30 seconds? Yeah, 30 seconds. Okay. Let's do 30 seconds. And main, is that how I did that? I guess so. Okay, I'm just gonna start it and see if it starts doing it. So it's active. It should be 30 seconds. Let me switch off and see if it'll work. Actually, let's do shorter than 30 seconds. I'm tripping. Let's do 15 seconds. 150. All right. Let's see how that happens. So let me go over here for 15 seconds. It should switch on back over. I should have made it shorter than 15 seconds. What am I doing? I might have to work on this. No window matches. Oh, I see where I messed up. Okay. We need to get the... Yeah, I'll work on this later. It's whatever. I'll get it. All right, where do we end up landing over here? BJDX made a new outlier right under the 5s. $26 million shares traded. So it did one leg up, came up, did another leg up, returned right back to where it started. What's the probability that it'll actually go higher than 554 now? Making some little moves back into our box. Heavily traded little box. All right, BJDX dumping on back in here. Bottom of this box is 436, and then it's got another one that it could gap down into down here to the right around the $4. 26. Let's switch here. So this one is I want to set this for this. That watch list. Add that. Okay, so that should be a little bit better. All right. Where are we at? Let's see. I want to see if this thing works. It's supposed to do it every 10 seconds, so let me just since we're seeing this thing just struggle for life, let me see if this thing will switch after 10 seconds. Doing some testing here. Oh wow, that was fast. That was way faster than 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Are you gonna switch back? That's definitely 10 seconds. Do I day trade options? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't really mess with options a whole lot. Like other than just building my portfolio as far as long-term holdings and then doing some day trading, you know, that's all I really need. 'Cause like I guess my other option is to work. And so my job actually fills the option to work pretty well. So, I'm like, yeah, I definitely have options, but I don't trade options. All right, so that's going on down. It did stop right in between our previous thickly traded level and this one. So yeah, it looks like it's definitely in some type of downtrend. Let's go over here and look at BAOS. Nope. What else? Anything come up with catalysts on today? I don't think so. So today is going to be a no catalyst day, so it may get a little spooky later on. Maybe something moves that we don't expect. TCRT. TCRT. Only up 30%. Good morning, Danielle. We've been out here watching BJDX get punched in the mouth. And looking like it's just following these trends. It might crack under this other trend that was from back there though. So it's right down to that $4 level. This is that highly traded level we saw last time. It was from 415 down here to the 359s. Okay. The problem is, even if it does pop up, I mean, the most I'm wondering is the most that it can do is up to just in this little tight zone here. Very tight zone from 415 up to 430, basically 15-cent zone right here that he got beat up in. We call this the alley. Let's activate this. The bottom was 360. 360. So let me make this 360 over here. All right, and then stretch this one out. So this one was at 433. 33. Yeah, so it's just in the back alley right now, getting some harsh treatment. TCRT. It's got 28, almost 30 million shares traded. So it is 15 minutes until 7 o'clock, top of the hour. It is now reaching down here to our previous little downtrend that we had spotted earlier. And at this point, it's like, yeah, I mean, you got what, 30 cents, 20 cents to go on down. The 5 and the 15 definitely looking sickly. Stopping right there on that trend. This one's got 17. Why does this have so much volume? Let me see what TCRT is. Why is there so much volume on this little $4 stock? 17 million shares traded. TCRT Alunos Therapeutics Inc. Amounts, boom, boom, boom. Alunos Therapeutics Inc., a clinical stage oncology focused cell therapy company, develops small molecules to treat obesity and other metabolic disorders. The company develops an oral obesity compound that addresses shortcomings of injectable GLP-1 receptor agonists, including preserving lean muscle mass. Okay, so obesity. All right. I guess I could check out the other ones while we wait. This is just the bottom of this is what, 383. 383. All right, BAOS. Let me go look at what this is. BAOS. BAOS. Oh, this is the People's Republic of China. So we got two Chinese players up here today. BAOS and what was that other one? Let me notate this. It's Chinese here. Chinese, founded in 2014. Right. Then what was that other Chinese one? Was it SUGP? That was Hong Kong, I think. Today might be a Chinese playing day. Yep. It's in Tong, Hong Kong. Okay. So we'll notate that. When was it incorporated? 1998. Founded in 1998. Okay. So right up to this previous level. At this point, the point of control isn't really moving that much because the volume itself is slowing down on BJDX. She does not look too friendly. Are the Chinese stocks? Do they wanna play today? We got about 10 minutes left to the top of the hour. Is this some kind of uptrend right here? From this level right here to here? I don't know. It's kind of close. That seems like a dream. We'll see if it can actually hold this little 382 here. It's only 10 cents away from it, so I don't know. It seems close. This little, I just saw this. I'm wondering, is that what they're looking at right there? BDRX, what you got going on down here, big boy? Not a whole lot of volume. I do know that. Only up 21%. So my question is, can it break down? And this is off a little bit. I'm gonna be right on that, right there. Is it right on it? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm just wondering, is it gonna actually break down this little, does it need to test up here to the 412s and then break down or what? Because this looked like a nice strong downtrend, but now it's got a higher low here, but it's only done it once. So I think I'm gonna give it some time. And the other thing is, why would the buy or why would the shorts be covering here, especially if they got up? Would this be a big covering point for the shorts? I don't know. BAOS continues to try to get out of this little formation that it had here. Up 60% with 19 million shares traded. Wow. SUGP all the way back down to 10%. Okay, so this is your third test down here. What you want to do here, big boy? Got 1, 2. You gonna slam out, or do you want to get over this high of this whole dollar level? I'm only seeing hundreds of shares traded on BJDX now. So not even, well, there goes some thousands. Okay. But very, the volume's slowing down a lot. All right. So let's see if it wants to continue to hold this level. This is a hope and a dream going up there to the top of the, almost the top of the box. So it tested 1, 2, 3. And the top up here is 413. Just a little tap right there at the tip. 30 seconds left on this one. Little peek back into the alley it got beat up in. So let's see if those folks are still there wanting to beat it up. So at this point, the breakdown of this little trend that is tested is probably going to take the wind out of the buyers. So back below 397. Okay. So we got this 397, 396 down here. Coming back into the box. Kind of looks like a double top on the 1 minute, kind of. But it did show us that it got beat up here previously. And now opening a new candle inside the box. So breakdown of 397 right now would probably take the wind out of them. $406. It's like people are still in the alleyway throwing hooks. They're in the middle of the alley. All right. It's got about 30 seconds left on this candle. Breakdown point is right at the $4 now. Bottom of this previous candle, 410. So 10 cents away for a drop down here. Three million shares. It'll be the top volume mover on the day above CDT. So like the people in the alley were a little bit aggressive. It only got halfway through the alley. Definitely seeing some Tims stomping on some heads now. $402. Okay. 15 seconds left on this candle. Bottom of this candle is 412. Breakdown of the trend itself is down here at 405 now. Engulfing candle. Let's see if it closes as an engulfing there. Opening lower into the box. Got beat up in the alley once again. So this was a pattern. It came into this alley, got beat to sleep, then came back in the alley, and they were like, "Oh, you back for more? Okay, okay." And now it's breaking down what looked like some type of trend here, but now it's got room even further down to the 360s. So another 40-cent drop if it wants to. Okay. CDT got slapped in the mouth too. 37 million shares traded, but now BJDX is leading in volume on the day. Sitting on that 405. People are losing hope in what looked like an uptrend. $0.30 fallout. Now the previous bottom that it came to was down here at the 382, so we'll see how that goes. I just left these in here. It wasn't really a really good structural base here made on this. This was just kind of, it's kind of hard to tell what it wanted to do here, so I didn't make that a real peak. Because a peak, I'm looking for something to actually pop out. This really isn't a peak, so didn't really work the same. And now I'm starting to treat that trend as a little bit of resistance. BAOS. Man, something else that has to pop up, bro. It's top of the hour. Gotta be something somewhere. That's a low float. Oh, I didn't check the front page of Yahoo. Let's see what we got going on over here. What just happened? I switched over and it immediately switched back. Is that? It's working. Okay, so it's working. 10 seconds. Let's see. Let me see if it does it. Are you gonna do it? Possibly. Not again. Okay. All right. All right. Anyway, big banks are walking a political tightrope as in Trump's Washington. The country's largest banks are navigating a delicate balancing act in President Trump's era. The flip side of gold's massive year, Google takes aim at Microsoft, OpenAI, Nova Nordics to buy for up to 5.2 billion to add liver drug. Okay. Pepsi posts solid Q3 earnings. Tesla will pay Musk billions even if he misses most goals. China widens rare earth curbs ahead of Trump Xi meeting. Trump to undergo physical exam Friday as health questions linger. It did the same thing with Biden. Um, India leaves crypto and stable coins at the door in fintech jamboree. Chevron expands India hub to boost digital and AI capabilities. Tesla faces NHTSA probe over vehicles violating traffic laws. Those Teslas do be moving. The ones that I see here in Mississippi, they be moving. I don't know what speed they be going, but I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna catch that one. Um, Gold has surged to record highs of above 4,000. Watch out for these critical price levels. Exclusive Mentium raises 3.2 million to bring modern technology to freight brokerages. Lagging home builder stocks face new worry from Bill. I don't even know what that is. Bill Pulte's ire. Delivery robot firms serve robot partners with DoorDash to expand reach. Okay, so you might be getting served by a robot. That'll be cool. All right, Delta earnings, Fed commentary, mortgage rates. Didn't we have a speaker for today? Oh, it just switched back. Oh, that was a long time. Did I put 1,000 in there? It just switched back by itself. Okay. Um, Okay, so what was I looking at? The ninth. So the ninth today we have Speaker Powell. We have Speaker Bowman, welcoming remarks, future of community banking, and then economic outlook, and then looking toward the future. Okay, so we got quite a bit of speakers on today. At 8 a.m., 8:35. So I mean that's so super close. That's basically the same time. And then at lunchtime, around a little bit after lunch, and then 3:45 later on this afternoon. So definitely be looking out for those news events. I don't think it's gonna be too heavy, to be honest. Let me go look at where the overall market is sitting right now. Overall market. Let's go to make this bigger. Overall market, we're seeing wow, had a nice move up here to 25 whatever, and has just been going flat. Still a lot of what looks like bullishness in the market. This was Tuesday, so this is Monday, moving on up, going flat. Took a little dip down here, consolidated, and kind of reassured these folks, kind of feel this gap back here, and then got going back up. So interesting. Okay. Oh, it switched back to the main by itself. Okay, so it's starting to do that now. Interesting. I'm gonna have to play with that because I need to see what times it's got. I might have to make different profiles for different screens. Anyway, let me go back over here and see if it does it too. This one seems longer though. I stayed over here for a minute. But as you can tell, this is what we call no rush trading. We trade what makes sense, and you know, if it doesn't really make sense, I kind of like to see some type of structural formation, some kind of body in here, and then, you know, make some decisions off of that. We came back up here again. This is another lower or another higher low here. So we will see if it continues to hold in here and get back into that alley, but yeah, we'll have to get over this top of 414. I mean, it could do it. It definitely could. It's still up 116%. Get back in that alley, beat them up a little bit, get up here to this 433. Yep. So the bottom of this is the $4 whole dollar level. I really don't know if it can get back up to 5, but maybe it can get back up to 430s. I don't know. I don't know the probabilities here because it looked like it was just gonna fall off, but it didn't do it immediately. MRM, what is this? It popped up. It has a little bit of news. Let's see, press release. Series A round valuation yen. This looks like another Chinese stock here on MRM. Let me go look this up. MRM. And right back to the dust too. This is a Chinese stock. It's a Japanese stock. So, healthcare technologies, together with its subsidiaries, provides holistic health and services in Japan. It operates in 3 segments: relaxation, digital preventative healthcare, and luxury beauty. The relaxation salon segment develops, owns, operates franchises, and supports relaxation saloons and all that. Okay, so let's go ahead. And this looks like a bunch of health related things. They were incorporated in 2000. So let me go ahead and notate that Japanese stock. So it looks like we got 3 Asian movers up here today. So that may, oh, it just switched back by itself. That may actually be the theme today. Japan, and this is health services. Health services. And it has digital preventative. Well, health, I'm gonna put all three of them in there. Health services, digital preventative, and what was that last one? Luxury beauty. Ooh, I spelled that wrong. What in the world? Okay, there we go. All right, so it's up 25% there, only $2. We'll see what happens. It already has shown us some wicks on the 1 minute. BJD, well, there it goes. Went up there to the 433, looked away for a little second, and yeah, it did punch up there real quick. Like I said, I don't know if it can get up to 5, but I was like, maybe the 433, maybe that. But now it's back into a level of high concentration trading up here, a lot of volume in this level, and it's pushing on up. We were looking at it at the 402, so it did a 30-cent move there. Looked away for a second, man. That's crazy. But is it going to come back into the alley again and get, beat up? Under, let's see, under 433s. So the point of control was all the way up here to 469. It's facing issues way before it got to that 469. And now, right at that level, 433 is where it's kind of sitting. So 414 is that fall point. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. The alley is taking effect again. $43 million shares traded on that one. MRM up to 30%. Again, these Asian stocks are making moves, so I'm gonna see if, I mean, maybe I find one that meets the criteria, and that'll be maybe something that I size down and take a position in. But yeah, because I don't, sizing up too big in an Asian stock is not advisable. So I guess now we're getting another outlier. So here's been a while since we've seen some structure. Let's see where this ends up stopping at. So from the peak out here to the new peak at what is this, 443, 10 cents away from that previous level we were talking about. And that's these are invalid now. It's too far away from these. So we'll see how it holds. Looks like it's coming into some kind of pennant and continues to revert to this alley. Breakdown of 411s. Opening back up in the alley. Wow. Okay, people in the alley, they have now armed themselves with bats. So let's see if they can knock it on down. C like he says thoughts on ATCH. ATCH. Let me go look at that. Trash is my thoughts. It is 36 cents unless the company is super. Let's see what the news is. No news on today. So let's see what the company is here. Let's see what we got. Oh wow, let's switch back quick. Okay. Um Atlas Clear Holdings operates as a technology-enabled financial services firm. It creates a platform for trading, clearing, settlement, and banking of financial products, such as crypto for financial services firms. The company offers um, fintech assets, including Atlas FX and Rubicon, an order management system and trading application for the automated management of currency exchange, surface exchange of a real-time advanced analytical program for analysis of bonds. It also engages in the provision of back and middle office solutions and securities broker and dealer, as well as dealing in over-the-counter and listed securities. Atlas Clear Holdings Inc. was incorporated in 2020 and is based in Tampa, Florida. All right, so this one is ATCH. What is the float on this one? That's the first thing. Wow, that thing went back. Is this thing smart? Like it did it right after I finished talking. Interesting. Is this thing learning? Look at the shares out here. So shares outstanding. This would not be a day trade. It's 126. Let's go look at the float. Let's go look at this float real quick. Because for a day trade, absolutely not. With a float this big being that cheap, look at that float. 126.24 million. Insiders and institutions, and neither one of them are like, oh yeah, we need to have this. So I don't know. Not a day trade, but I don't know. Maybe you're looking at it for a longer term investment to buy like 20,000 shares and hold it for the next 60 years, and maybe it'll be up to 75 cents. But yeah, this one is definitely not. This one is so far out of the day trade criteria as far as range and how much gasoline it would need to pay you well, and how much you would actually need to oversize to make money on this one. So let's just do the math. Let's do a little math here. How much money would you need to make $100 on this? And this right now on the price that it's currently at, $100. So let's say this range is from 36 up to 45. So that's about 10 cents maybe. And so since this was looks like the biggest part of the move, let's see where it chopped down to. So it came down here to a bottom of 40 cents and went up to a top of 43 cents. So you got about 3 cents of kind of range here. How much size would you need to take to make $100 on these 3 cents? Is the question. So let's see. 10,000 shares times 3 cents. That'll be $300 if it moves 3 cents. But since we know that, let's see, what's the ATR on this one? What's my ATR here? Invis, ATR, let's go to ATCH. Okay, so okay, they called me too early. Anyway, what was I looking at? ATR. Where's it? ATR. So it has a 17-cent ATR, right? Is that even possible this morning? I mean, it moved 10 cents just on this little spike. So, I like to see them start to move outside of their normal ATR. Start to move outside of, move 20 cents, move 40 cents. But is that possible on something this cheap is the question. So, but anyway, going back to the $100 thing, I guess you would need what, 5,000, 5,000, would that be it for 3 cents? 5,000 shares would be $150. So maybe 2,000 shares, 2,500 times 3 cents, if you can get that, would be $75. So yeah, about 3,000 shares. Are you willing to take that kind of risk? Are you willing to risk the biscuit? BJDX did get beat back up in this alley. Formed a nice little wicks up here around this 433, and now just needs to break down 4. Yeah, Rexcon got the math. He said 3,333. So let me ask you, would you spend 3,333 shares on BJDX? Would you jump in here with 3,000 shares? Because this one's making, I mean, you might as well take the same risk, right? You're looking for 3 cents of winning. You might as well come over here, put in that 3,000 and get you 3 cents over here, because this one's doing 3 cents a lot. And you can get that today if you take the proper trade, right? Like this one, you had a chance here for this one went from 383 up to 394. That's 3 cents. 388 up to 402. That's 3 cents. 39. So you see why it doesn't make sense on those cheaper stocks to try to day trade them. When you if you're gonna take the risk anyway, at least risk on something that can give you that plus some, right? Go ahead and get your 3 cents, man, on this highly unpredictable stock, just like you would with the lower one down there. And if it dumps, cut it at 6 cents. You risk double what you were trying to get. So if it dumps 6 cents, sell. You know, if you really want to just do that. But anyway, let me see. It is seven. Oh my goodness, it's 7:25. All right, y'all. I gotta get going. I gotta go hit the road. We did quite a bit of analysis. I'm gonna work on getting this switcher right. It seems smart when I stop talking, then it switches. So maybe it's listening for the audio cue, but I got to go and look into it and see what kind of permissions that it has, so it doesn't do anything crazy while I'm not when I don't want it to. Um, but yeah, that was the stream for today. We looked at BJDX. We saw a couple of Chinese names. I was looking for some structure on BJDX, and it really didn't give it to me. Kind of chopped around quite a bit. But I'm still going to be looking around when I get to the other office for opportunities on today. I am green on the week. Yesterday I gave back a little bit. I was only red 16 bucks, but the other trade that I had on whatever, I mean, it was more than that. So I'm not giving back much, but I'm looking for quality, looking for structure, and then looking to activate. Activate. And I say quality. These are all small caps. So I'm looking for a quality setup or a quality pattern rather than a quality stock, because all of these could take you to the grave. You know, there is risk in all of this. MRM Japan stock went up there to 3 and absolutely kicked down. So 309 all the way back down to 250. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the drive, get some fresh air, and come back and reassess, because pre-market has been slow. So I'm expecting some movement in intraday, some good movement. But yeah, I'm going to catch you guys in the next one tomorrow morning, pre-market. And also the Discord is where we continue conversations during the day. So we talk about, I mean, literally all types of investments. Doesn't really matter what type of investments you're into, but that's what we talk about in the Discord. But yeah, that's it for me. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Gotta hit the road, man.